Hi guys, and welcome to the horror room. So, a couple weeks ago, I had a post where I had you guys vote to see what you wanted to see out of my collections. I had my Mighty Max, I had my NECA Ultimates, I had my Kenner Aliens, and I had my higher end, more expensive items. And it looked like the NECA and the Kenner Aliens were kind of neck and neck. Um, and I just kind of had to choose, and I said, you know what? I kind of know which one's going to be the more popular one, so I said, hey, let's do the NECA Ultimates. But there's a problem. I have so fucking many NECA Ultimates that I was like, you know what? This is not going to fit into one video. So I'm probably going to be doing this in a 3-part video. Now, I don't know if I'm going to upload these back to back. Maybe Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. I guess we'll just have to see how I'm feeling. So hopefully you guys will bear with me. I grabbed as many as I could off the shelf, but I still have some over there to look through. I still have plenty over here. So I guess without further ado, let's just get into this. And I'm not going to, dive too much into, my opinions about each and every single figure and the details and what they come with. You probably know most of the stuff. You can look it up on NECA's Instagram or their website or Google. I'm sure there's plenty of people that's done unboxings of these figures. And I personally don't unbox my NECA figures. I know, hate me all you want. But and rather than have these figures collecting dust on a shelf and just getting to pose them every once in a while, I like to have them on display in their boxes because I think they look very nice that way. So don't hate, appreciate. So let's start with the Universal Classic Monster figures. I wasn't planning on getting all of these, but I ended up getting all of them, and I'm so happy with them. And when I say all of them, I mean not all of them, because I didn't want the black and white versions. Now, there's some various different ones that have come out since I've got these. I know they have a second Mummy figure. They have a second Invisible Man, which I am interested in. And if I get that one, I'm probably going to replace the one I got with that one because I like that one better. But without further ado, let's get into these figures. Now, first off, he's not technically a Universal monster, but who doesn't love Vincent Price? The man, the myth. He's got, that classic voice. I love how many just extra goodies this figure came with. It's going to be hard to show these figures too because I got this light blaring on me. But the Vincent Price figure was a must-have. Next up, we have one that is based off a film that was never released, and I knew I wanted this figure from the moment I saw it because it's one of those white whales. Like, this movie never came out, we never got to see it, probably never will. So it's very unique in that sense, and that's the Lon Chaney London After Midnight figure. So yeah, this is great. Professor Burke, I believe is his name. Yeah, so it's going to be hard to show the insides off, but like I said, you can look up pictures of these on Google. But this is one that I'm very glad to own. Pretty high quality. Next is one that I admittedly didn't care about, but I found it for I think it was $15. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Because it was one of the last ones I needed, and that's Phantom of the Opera. Now, I know this is considered by many to be one of Lon Chaney's most famous roles. I think it's fine. I do like the look of the Phantom himself. And they do have a secondary figure, the Mask of the Red Death version. It's pretty interesting. Next, we have the Bride of Frankenstein figure. I love the artwork on the front. And who doesn't know the classic The Bride of Frankenstein? She's got that iconic screaming face. She's got her bandaged head. But yeah, a classic monster by all means. One of the tops. Next, one of my absolute favorites. We have the Invisible Man. This is him in his suit, but I prefer him in his smoking jacket. And that's one of the newer ones they just released, so I might end up getting that one. And maybe trading this or selling this, because as much as I like it, I don't need two Invisible Men figures. I'd prefer to have the one that I, like the most. Speaking of like the most, this is my absolute hands down motherfucking favorite Universal Monster figure. Sorry I had to cuss. Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is the most beautiful. This is the most tempted I've ever been to open one of these because it's so great. But man, I got to keep him pristine. He's fantastic. Maybe if I found one for, like $15, like the Phantom, I would buy an extra one and open it up just for fun. But I'm happy with keeping them sealed. Next two are ones that I did not plan on getting at all. I had no interest in them. I'm sorry if you're fans of these, but they don't strike me. And that's the Wolfman and the Mummy. Not my favorites, but you gotta have the Universal Classics. So I had to get them. He's got like feet. Is that feet in the background? Yeah, he's got bare feet. So you can just have him wander around shoeless. And then, of course, you have the Mummy. And, I'm glad they released this version first before they released the Imhotep. I believe that's his name. The humanized version, which is fine. Boris Karloff did a great job in that movie, and I did watch the movie, and I enjoyed his performance. But whose performance did I enjoy even more? That's right, of course, Bela Lugosi as Dracula. This is probably my second favorite figure besides the Creature. I love the Invisible Man, but I gotta give it up to this one. This is fantastic. The presentation, all the things he comes with, like the candelabra. It's not a candelabra, it's just a single candle. But yeah, it's just great. It's got a bat in here. Good stuff. And then the first one I technically got was good old Frankenstein's monster, because it's not Frankenstein. Yeah, I'm going to be one of those guys. But yeah, he doesn't come with a lot. He comes with a couple of flowers. He comes with his chains. You can't really fucking see it. He's got like his goofy face. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, there's all my classic Universal monsters as I see them anyways. Next up, these are just kind of random ones that didn't really have a specific spot, because I kind of try to piece everything together as I see like the different categories. So first off, we have, if I don't get it stuck on each other, we have Trick or Treat, Sam from Trick or Treat. I'm not a big fan of this glossy, shiny box. It's kind of hard to see anything unless you're like tilting it at the light. But I do appreciate the quality of the figure. You got the different heads. You got the knife cookie candy bar or whatever. You got the sucker. You got the pumpkins and the sack. It's a great movie. I still to this day don't know why they didn't try to make another one. You could have easily made more anthology type films with that idea. Next, we have good old Pinhead from Hellraiser. This is another one that I'm surprised is just a one-off. They could have easily done, Pinhead from Hellraiser 2 or 3. They could have done the Doctor from 2. They could have done the other Cenobites. And NECA has done them in the past. But I suppose they don't think they'll be as popular. But yeah, I like this Pinhead version. He's pretty simple, but he's pretty awesome. Comes with the Lament configuration, the puzzle box. Next, we have one of the earliest figures I bought. I bought it mainly because it was so bizarre, and that's the Atari Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure. It's literally just a repaint of their original Leatherface figure. But you gotta love that. And if you've seen the classic AVGN episodes about the Atari Leatherface and the Atari Michael Myers, which I'm very surprised they never did that. Maybe it was probably a licensing thing, but I would have loved to see a Atari Michael Myers. Maybe it can still happen eventually, because they did the Freddy and the Jason and this one. Who knows? And they just released a poster version of Leatherface with like a blue apron or blue pants or something. And I bought it because I was like, it's clear packaging. It looks like this poster. Yeah, that look. He's got the blue shirt and the tan pants, and it's like a clear box. It looks great. So I was like, I'm gonna get that. They did update this figure, the Leatherface figure, but I said, you know what? Unless I find it, I'm not gonna go out of my way to look for it. I'm happy with this one. This one's great. I know they updated it, and the new model does look a little better. But there's something about these older NECA figures. Hell, people still collect the older ones even before these, the Ultimates, where they didn't have as much articulation or as much accessories. So you could make an argument for those figures as well. Next up, of course, we have Chucky. God, I love this one. The packaging is fantastic. Looks like the classic Good Guys doll box. And not only do you get good Chucky, as I like to call him, with his happy little grin, you get Chucky from Child's Play 1 and 2, you know, whichever one, because he's got that face. You got the Child's Play 3, where he split, and then they kind of did Bride of Chucky in here, too. So you get a little bit of each Chucky. But they ended up, of course, releasing more Chuckies. Let me move these guys. And they did eventually release a Bride of Chucky standalone figure. Now this one's got a much better face sculpt for the stitching. And you got different heads. He comes with his axe, which that is more like Seed of Chucky. So I don't know. Maybe they're just combining Seed of Chucky with Bride of Chucky. You get the amulet, the Heart of Dumbala. You get a knife, a gun. But yeah, Bride of Chucky is a classic 90s fun time. And of course, you can't have Chucky without having Tiffany. So you got to get the 2-pack, the Bride of Chucky 2-pack, which ups the ante. It's basically like getting that figure with all the bits and bobs. And you also get the Tiffany. You get her original doll head. I don't know what the fucking doll was called for her. The little marriage doll. You get the shovel. You get like the wine bottle. It's great. I think... Oh yeah, they do. They do. So they do combine Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky. They don't outright say it. But you get the turkey baster and the cup in here. That's funny. So that's pretty good. Never released an Ultimate Glenn, though. Fuck Glenn, I guess. I mean, that's kind of everyone's consensus. Next, we have the Nightmare on Elm Street NES Freddy. This is one of the weirder figures because it's not very articulated. His legs don't bend. I think his arms and his head move a little bit. But he's got that orange and brown. Orange and yellow. He's like a damn road cone. Pretty cool. I would have liked to maybe see some different forms of Freddy from this game, but again, there's probably licensing issues. And this one does not have the little thing to keep it closed. I mean, I'm sure I could just get something like that at Hobby Lobby, but nah. And that's something about a lot of these older NECA figures. That little piece that holds this closed, that thing can get loose and mislodged and yeah, just kind of ruins the way you can keep the box closed. Wow. I gotta say, this is a figure that deserves to be remade because I just looked at Freddy's face and it looks like trash. The Nightmare on Elm Street 1 Freddy figure, like it's got the skull where he peels the face back, or well, Tina grabs his head. It's got his grin, which his grin looks fine, but his just like his somber, like solemn look. You probably can't see it very well, but it's pretty bad. But you get the Freddy phone in here. You get the part where he cuts his finger off. So it's kind of bare bones, but I mean it's Freddy 1. There's not a lot to do with the first film. But there was a ton to do with Freddy 2. Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Freddy 2, that'd be a really terrible title. I love, it's got the school bus on the back. But you open it up, and not only, because you're like, hey, this is kind of big. Is this two figures in there? Do you get a. Oh, I cannot remember his name. What's the guy's name? It does not say his name. But you know what I'm talking about. The main guy. Yeah. The guy in the movie. Yeah, that would have been cool, but I mean, they'd probably have to get likeness rights for the actor. But you do get those fucking ugly, creepy dogs. And of course, they had to put Freddy in his classic, "You're all my children." I mean, it's even right there on the gatefold. Uh, yeah, he got a couple decent head sculpts. He looks way better in this one. So they definitely improved his model. And then, of course, you have the best one, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Now, they used to do these little plastic tags, and these things suck. They fall right off. I think I had to tape mine back on or something because I used to have these hanging on a wall. Not the best way to display them, but when they're kind of put a little close together, they looked all right. But I've just got way too many to do that now, and there's not enough room in this room because I had this room set up in a different room, but it was just I like this setup better. So yeah, you got Freddy, you got his little dream puppet, you got the soul chest thing, and you got uh, the little popsicle stick house, and you got his needle fingers. You got the cross on his forehead. If you're gonna get a Freddy figure, because there's only four of them, this is the one to get, and I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be a pretty decent price to get this one now. But this is the highest quality one, especially if you want to do a Freddy versus Jason diorama, or just get those two to have them together. This is probably the best bet. You might be able to get some different heads, because now that I'm looking at his normal head, he looks a little cheesy. But it's fine. It's fine. I also just noticed that he has black pants. Hold on. This is going to bother me. Let me check. Okay. He's got black in that one. This one. Yeah. I, for some reason, thought he had brown pants in one of them, but shows how much I know. So yeah, there you have it. I've got a lot more to go through. I'm gonna separate this into parts because, like I said, I was not thinking about that when I put that up. So maybe I'll space these out a little bit because I'm sure you guys are gonna get sick of seeing them week after week. Or maybe I'll just throw them all out there at once. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? So I'll see you next time.